Hello traders, Rich here, and here's a quick but detailed update on MKR as per your request. As usual, if you guys like video analysis, let me know in the comments or simply leave a like. So let's get started. As we clearly see, MKR was overall bearish, making low lows and lower highs. However, it's currently approaching a very strong support area. As you can see around number 2K, we've got many rejections from it previously. That's why we are expecting a reversal from here, and we are looking for buy setups, of course, unless it's broken downward, then a movement till our next support would be expected, or the round number 1K. So that's it from daily time frame. This is where we know where we are in the market, and then we zoom into lower time frames to look for setups. So clearly here we are looking for buy setups as price is approaching a support area. If we zoom into H4 time frame, and this is why I always say we are looking. We don't buy blindly around support, as price can still dive in inside it before going upward. So you can't really know where you want to enter the buy or even break it downward. That's why we always wait for the buyers to take over before we look for potential buy setups. And the reason why we are now waiting for this high to be broken upward, I'll give you a previous example. So we were overall bearish, right? Price was making low lows and lower highs. Then price broke above the previous high, which was here. So now the momentum was shifted from bearish to bullish. We are now overall bullish, right? Price is making higher highs and higher lows. Then price broke below the previous low. So now the momentum is shifted from bullish to bearish in this case. So starting from here, we are bearish, and the price started to make lower highs and lower lows. And here is our last major high, and then price broke it upward. So now the buyers took over, and last but not least, which happened recently, like 1 month ago, we were overall bullish. Price was making high highs and higher lows, right? Then price broke below the previous low. So starting from here, we can know that we might have a shift in momentum from bullish to bearish, as the bears managed to break below the previous low, and that's it. Price started to make low lows and lower highs. So we are currently overall bearish, and we had this impulse movement push price lower, breaking below this low, then a correction, impulse, correction, impulse, and then the sellers failed to make a lower low, right? So we had a lower low, and so on. So the impulse was pushing price lower to make a new low, which like failed to happen here. Instead, the buyers like took over, and not took over entirely, not just yet, but the sellers managed to make a lower low, instead made a higher low, which means that they are exhausted, but the buyers aren't in full control yet. As mentioned previously from the previous examples that I just gave you, for the buyers to take over, we'll need to see a break below the previous high, which was around here. If you zoom in, we can see that the price or the buyers failed to break above it, instead rejected it many times. That's the importance of waiting for extra confirmation and don't buy blindly around support. So technically, this is now our last high. So we're waiting for price to break above it. In this case, they would prove that they are now strong enough to take control, and this would be our trigger. And of course, we are looking for buy stops in the first place because the price is sitting around a support area, right, from daily time frame. And even if you zoom into H1 time frame, I don't want to see this one. You know what? I'll keep it. So we are now overall bearish from a short-term perspective, and for the buyers to take over from a short-term perspective, we'll need to see a third swing around, and then we can look for buy setups like when this swing is broken upward. And anyway, if you just compare the highs, we are now in a bearish market from a short-term perspective, because the H4 is that we just saw is from a medium-term perspective. So maybe the price would form a high and then breaks it upward. However, for extra confirmation, and if you are like me, that you want like to buy like mark space, or any specific altcoin, or even like no matter which instrument, if you want to buy and hold for the long term, it's always better to wait for extra confirmation, which is in this case waiting for this one to be broken upward. For example, I wouldn't buy if this one happens. It's if you are aggressive, you can enter an early buy. However, I always recommend extra confirmation, especially if you are going or planning to hold it for the long term. That's it for mark space. Best of luck, and I'll see you on the next one.